the second part of my 100 subscriber special, I'm going to be showing off my current HO scale collection as of January 2023. If anyone remembers, I made an HO scale collection video back in the earlier days of this channel, but it's really old and bad, so don't watch it. But I'm going to be starting from this side, going all the way to this row, starting at that row, hang back, and then just explaining it from there. But here, first locomotive is an Amtrak Walters F40. This thing has been a great locomotive. There's not much else to say. I beat up the front end, but I've done my best to fix it. Here is another Walters locomotive, a Burlington Northern GP9. Not much to say about that because Walters has a bunch of GP9 reskins, but this one is a favorite. Same thing with this one. This one is probably my favorite GP9 reskin, the BNSF H1. Again, not much else to say. Next up, the ATSF GP9. It's ridiculous how many they have. The front end is a bit damaged. I have the pieces, but I need to glue them back on. Ontario Northland GP9, not much else to say. All those are by Walters. Here is a Bachmann SD40-2 in the CN paint scheme. This thing was probably my third or fourth model. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, it's a nice looking locomotive. Runs great too. Here's my second locomotive, my Atlas CSX GP39-2. Again, not much else to say, but I have put this thing through hell and back. But it still runs. I'd like to get a new shell. Here is one of my kingpins, my Brass Van Hobbies Canadian Pacific Royal Hudson locomotive. This is one of the videos that wasn't in the original collection, but just look at this thing. The front pony truck is missing, but I have it. Absolutely beautiful. Here's another locomotive that wasn't in this the previous one. Rapido Trains F59PH. Gorgeous locomotive, and it's one of the 8 Go Trains it still has. 564. It's the later variant, which I prefer. Here is an absolute favorite of mine, in real life and in my collection. My Scale Trains ET44C4 CSX 911. Absolutely beautiful model. DCC, if it will focus. DCC sound equipped. Amazing. Here's another one, another favorite. Atlas CSX C40-8. I prefer the standard cab to the wide cab, but they're both great. DCC sound equipped too. Now, my previous collection video, I only had one Canadiana. Now I have 2. One of them in practically mint condition, having all of its handrails. And then obviously the other one I rebuilt from the ground up. Another locomotive that was in the original one. A AHM CN SD40. I'm not gonna show that one off because I already did. I bought this with the AHM SD42. Tyco CN Century 430. I didn't show this in the original collection video as I had it sent off for repairs somewhere. Here is another kingpin of mine. It looks shabby, but this thing is crazy rare. Tyco Mantua Chicago Northwestern GP20. Absolutely love this one. Here's another quite rare locomotive. Well, it's nowhere near to the same level as the GP20, but you don't see these things too often. Tyco Burlington Northern Century 430. These are not realistic in any way, but I still love it. Baltimore, Ohio band-driven F unit. F7, F9, I don't know. I'm gonna go with F7. Conrail Athearn Blue Box SW1500. I absolutely love this one, and it runs like a tank. Amazing. Here is a Hornby Triang 57XX pannier tank. This is my second real British locomotive. The Eurostar's downstairs, but I didn't feel like bringing that up. I have videos of it, so I'll make a separate video of it running. Here is another beautiful locomotive, Athearn Genesis SD70 ACU 7010, Canadian Pacific Heritage. Absolutely gorgeous. And the original gray, red, wait no, gray, yellow, and maroon script paint scheme, I'm pretty sure it's called. Absolutely love it. Here is a Rivarossi dummy locomotive. It's an E8 in the Northern Pacific colors. Beautiful model. It's only a dummy, but I have the powered ones. Here's just like a very cheap Bachmann FT locomotive. Decent model. Here is another Kingpin, because this is my first locomotive. It has some severe damage on the front. Still, beautiful loco. Runs like a tank. Lifelike CPR F unit. Play Art CNR F unit. Model Power, or Roco, I'm gonna go with Model Power, E8. Here's one that I haven't shown yet. A Triang CNR55. I picked this thing up as a complete train set at a flea market. I had to completely restore it, as you can see by the semi-messy brass wire pickup. I still quite like it. Union Pacific GP20 Tyco. I absolutely love the paint scheme on this one, and I got it for $10 at a train show. Here's another absolute beauty. Union Pacific 1943. That side doesn't have... There it goes. Beautiful. Tyco Turbo Train. Love it. Bachmann V-Rail F7. This thing is from the 80s, and it's probably among the rarer ones because it doesn't have cracked gears. Lucky me. A friend of mine gave me a gear to replace it. Get it running. Tyco Spirit 76 with the presidential seal. The seal is in decent shape, but while working on it, I spilled the alcohol I was using and screwed up the paint. Huge mistake. I regret it. Here's one that I absolutely love. This is my Shoto Diecast 060. This thing was severely water damaged. It came with two. I got this one running. I cleared the corrosion off the other one, but the motor was burnt out, so I only have the one. But these things are decently rare, so you don't see them. This is one of my newest additions, Tyco ATSF DDT switcher. This thing does not have a scratch on it, which is incredible for a DDT switcher. It's quite noisy, but I still like it. Oh, whoops. AHM Santa Fe C628. Ugh, this thing is just an absolute wreck. But, yeah. Oh, wait. No, something happened to this. It's not sitting evenly. Just gonna keep that over there. This Tyco ATSF Century 430. Absolutely incredible runner, considering most Tyco Mantuas have a decent amount of problems. Tyco Mantua 10-wheeler. In quite rough shape, as the smoke box and light are completely smashed. I would like to get a shot for it, a new one. I'm not gonna crack the tender, but Model Power CB040. Here's another one that, my only other Bachmann 80s locomotive that doesn't have split gears. Well, my second and final 80s locomotive by Bachmann. This is a better runner, CNGP40. Better runner than the F unit. Everyone recognizes this little bugger. Thomas the Tank Engine. Parts bin rescue. I'm not paying like $100 for another Bachmann Thomas, so I just rebuilt this one with the parts I did have. Lifelike Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority F40. Apparently this thing is quite rare. And the fact I picked it up for like $15 at a garage sale, working, makes it better if it is rare. Rivarossi Northern Pacific E8. Now we don't need to move this to show you my Mahano Bullet Nose CN6060. Picked this thing up for $20. Amazing. Behind that is a Bachmann ON30 locomotive, I think they're called. It's like O scale but HO gauge. Really weird. Atlas GB40-2W. My fourth or third, I get it mixed up between what position, time I got it with the Bachmann SD40 Athearn F59PH. I need to touch up the paint on the cab, get some new decals, but it's a good locomotive. Here is a beauty, Proto 2000 E8 locomotive. The detail on this thing is incredible considering when the Protos were made. And they were successful, that Walters is still making them. Lima C420, or in this case an M420, because it's CP rail. In my original HO scale collection video, this thing was in the parts bin, or parts pile. I got it running. Tyco Mantua CP F9, or F7. Good locomotive. Same case with this one, but it's a different locomotive by a different manufacturer. Tyco CP Rail F9. Absolutely love that one. I have two of these. This one in a better shape. Tyco ATSF War Bonnet GB20. This thing is in absolutely amazing shape. See, got some brass handrail. I've been doing that. Here is the Silver Bullet by Athearn Band Drive RDC. Here is another locomotive. Lifelike BC Rail GP38. This thing doesn't work because it needs a drive shaft, but I'm getting there. This is my Athearn SDT40-2, or as I call them, the SD40T-2, as most people call them. Canadian and caboose, so I could show that I have more of the set now. My Walters F40 PH and Via Rail scheme. And that's about it, except for some of my parts locomotives, which I didn't show. But that's it for my new updated HO scale collection. And the final part, my 100 subscriber special.